Hygge, Hygge. You guys know that I have done videos on everything from Swedish death cleaning to KonMari to Fly Lady. I just love to study all of the minimalism trends, and today I am comparing all of that to this wonderful little book, The Little Book of Hygge. This is an open collab. Some amazing YouTube mamas who are part of my fabulous tribe here on YouTube are doing this collab with me. I will link a playlist below. Those who are participating that I know of are A Beautiful Horizon, one of my YouTube favorites, Snips and Snails, Wannabe Homesteader. Now she's a new YouTube friend of mine, but I have been loving her videos lately. If you're interested in debt-free living and how to make your home look gorgeous on a budget, oh my goodness, her videos are amazing. The Donos, Fork and Delicious Life, and Chickadee Homestead. If you are new to my channel, if you came from any of the other ladies' channels, welcome. I hope you stick around and subscribe. We have a lot of fun around here. My name is Nikki Schumacher. I am practically imperfect in every single way. This community seeks to help each other love our families practically and imperfectly. Aww, thank you. Thanks, baby. I'm so thankful it is a nice day so that I can refilm this. I deleted it a couple nights ago. I had a mom brain moment. It's a nice day and my kids are outside playing, and I think that it's actually gonna work out for me. All of the ladies I'm collabing with are probably going to put their own spin on it, but you all know that I love studying minimalism trends. I thought it would be great to balance that out with some Hygge. I don't know about you, but as a minimalist, I can be guilty of swinging too far toward minimalism to where life can be a little bit uncozy. That is basically the closest translation that we can find for Hygge. It basically means cozy. This man, and I'm so sorry, I don't know how to pronounce his name, wrote this little book. It was well written from beginning to end. What I loved about it most was, honestly, I felt transported to Denmark reading this book. I could smell the pastries, I could smell the strong black coffee, I could see the beautiful architecture, I could see the light and the way that the homes are decorated with light sculpting. I could see all of that. I could hear the music. He even gave some great music recommendations that I have been enjoying lately. Agnes Obel is the one that comes to mind that I have been loving. As well as Gregory Alan Isaacoff. His music is gorgeous. Uphill clawing, my dear. Yeah, so Hygge is basically the word for coziness, well-being. Danish people, in my opinion, and from what I read in the book, it seems like they are experts on coziness because they have so much cold, dark weather that they have to know how to make things cozy. One of the best lines in the book, and I quote, "Danes are obsessed with Hygge, all of them. Even the toughest leather-clad biker will recommend a bar based on the Hygge factor." The biggest takeaway I found was balance. Like, yes, I love minimalism for what it's done for my family, but I do want to make sure and do what I can to make my home inviting and cozy. Things that Danes associate with Hygge or Hygge, or however you say that, you know, I'm an American, standard American English accent. Hot drinks, okay, check. Candles. Not only candles, but lighting is like the cheapest, most minimalistic way to make a cozy home. They don't really like bright, harsh lighting in Denmark, and that could be that they're just not used to it because they have so much cold, dark weather. I tend to like a lot of sunshine and a lot of light, but there is something to be said about candlelight. I don't purchase candles very often because I don't really want the chemicals in my home unnecessarily. Every once in a while I do find some pure beeswax candles at the farmer's market in my area, but the farmer's market's closed in the winter when you would mostly need candles. So I guess I should stock up, right? Getting up before and after sunrise, any pictures or videos that are taken at sunrise or sunset, as you know, are beautiful. I have one I will link up here that the lighting is just gorgeous. I don't own any video production lighting, but sunset or sunrise lighting is just gorgeous, as you know. They have a lot of compound words in Denmark that have the word hygge in them, like Sunday hygge. I mean, they have a word that I can't say, but it basically translates into Sunday hygge, which is tea, reading books, and if things really go crazy, they will take a walk. The most beautiful compound word, including hygge, is coffee hygge. Exactly what you think it is. Cozy coffee. If I had one criticism to make, it wouldn't even be a criticism, it would be a caution for balance. There was a video by the Mustards, and I will link their channel below, that I believe was about lagom, which is basically the Scandinavian term for balance. She said that sometimes her people could be like too balanced. The work-life balance in Denmark was something that the author applauds. He quotes a lady from The Guardian who says that her husband is home by 5 every single night to bathe the baby. I personally am glad that I'm surrounded by a lot of people who, you know, there are times when they're home by 5 for every night, but then there are times that they are deployed to protect our country.
About that much rice a day. That was breakfast, dinner, and supper.
Or they are working on a business for a short time just to get it going so that they can provide a life for their family that they couldn't have elsewhere. You know, there's these amazing ladies here on YouTube that work their buns off, burning the candle at both ends to build a dream, and there is definitely going to be a time where your life is not very cozy or balanced in order to go for it in life. That is just my caution. The end all be all of my life, especially as a Christian. Now, you do not have to have the same faith as me, but this is just who I am. The end all be all in life for me is not always to be cozy. It is to make a difference, to impact the world, to leave the world a better place than I found it, to share Christ's teachings, and sometimes that means that life won't be cozy. I loved that he said that it's very hygge to share conversation equally. I think this is a lesson that we all need to learn, to not dominate long stretches of the conversation. That is just such a classy way to visit with others. And at any party, you know, you've been there where someone will just not stop talking about themselves, or if you're like me, I've probably been that person, especially in my 20s. Sorry, friends. And that is just something I'm really trying to get away from. Honestly, my deepest friendships are with those that have like a lot of back and forth. And I won't give every little detail. These are just the things that struck me as a minimalist. So like, to me, sometimes minimalism can go way too far this way. Swedish death cleaning, starting at the age of 50, get rid of all your stuff, you know? Like, if you go too far with the KonMari, and the only thing that sparks joy is like 5 items, well, you know, when you invite others into your home, is it cozy and inviting for them? The author said it's more cozy for everyone to help with the dinner preparation and cleanup than for a host to do it themselves, have everyone over, serve everyone, send everyone home, and then clean up. I agree. As a mother and a wife and a woman, I would agree. And yeah. Can I get a thumbs up if you agree with me there, mamas? The art of hygge is the art of expanding your comfort zone to include other people. And the author did have one criticism of their culture. It was kind of a criticism in that if you're friends with a Dane, you are friends. They will include you like your family. But if you move there, it takes a really long time to develop any friendships on the surface level. It can be really lonely. They are not ones to include new friends on their gatherings right away. In fact, it can take years. And as a person who grew up moving a lot, in fact, if you know me, you know by 12th grade, I had attended like 30 schools. The places where people didn't take to new people quickly were pretty rough. And so that speaks to me as a Christian that the stranger or the new person is someone that I should be reaching out to. He reminded me of oxytocin and the power of touch, and that social relations might be the most important ingredient to happiness. Having experienced postpartum depression, where I like had to take something, and postpartum anxiety, I can definitely agree with that, because having been on bed rest on top of all of that, missing out on a lot of social life, even though I am like 10 to 1 introvert on every personality test anyone's ever taken, I can wholeheartedly agree that as soon as I could start socializing again, the happiness level definitely skyrocketed. The Danes prefer like 3 or 4 people at a gathering, and that is very cozy to them. I would have to agree. I don't always make my gatherings like that because life is not about me, and sometimes I just want to include people that I think might need to be included. But once in a while, I think it is important to just gather together with those 3 or 4 people that are your inner circle, that understand you, that you can let your guard down. Doing some pleasurable things on a regular basis is important, and I can get very task-oriented and I can forget that. You know, I need to clean the kitchen in the evenings, I need to do some things in the mornings. It helped me, you know, in the evening, put on some beautiful music, light a candle, put a simmer pot of cinnamon onto boil, and just clean in a relaxing manner, or just make things that you have to do, try to make them a little bit cozier. I felt the feeling of Christmas the entire time I was reading this book. Silent night. That is the best way to explain it. That feeling that you can't fully describe, but basically love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control, a love for mankind, warmth, light. The Danes are onto something. Oxytocin and dopamine are good for us, and they can help us live a more successful life, because we are not robots, we are humans. We are human beings, and we need each other. We need to be intentional about our relationships and how we can pour into others in our lives and just make life a little more inviting and cozy. And in my opinion, we take these times to fill up our cup and to fill up the cup of those closest to us, so that we can go out and be a light to the stranger, to the widow, to the orphan, to the person who might not have a really close friend circle yet. I hope that you found this interesting. Definitely pick up this book at your local library or bookstore. Until next time, remember, you are good, you are precious, grace, and peace. Do you want to go play with Sissy and blow bubbles? You want to go play bubbles with Sissy? Go blow bubbles with Sissy.